Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jawad. If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button down below and do me a favor. It'll take you 2 seconds. Hit that bell notification right next to it because when I upload videos like this, you'll be first to be notified. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you very much. I always appreciate a growing audience. If you find this information valuable, please share with a friend, and also too, hit the like button down below. It will take you 2 seconds. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jawad. In this short video, I'm going to explain the side effects, why if you're on Metformin, Glucophage, it's the same thing. I got patients saying that they went from Glucophage to Metformin, Metformin to Glucophage. It's the exact same thing. And they're experiencing symptoms, peripheral neuropathy, mental confusion, gut function, so forth and so on. And it all comes back down to if you're on Metformin, you need to take some supplements to help counteract the symptoms that's being created. Now, with diabetes medication, there's going to be two different types. Either one is going to act on the pancreas to produce more insulin, or you're going to work on the other end, you're going to work on the receptor cell to make it more sensitive. Okay, so Metformin works on the receiving end, so the receiver is more sensitive to take the insulin into the cell. Now, what happens is that what's causing it is that when you're dishing out too much, when the pancreas is dishing out too much insulin, it doesn't know to shut off. Why? Because the receptor is not receiving the hormone. It's a negative feedback loop. So the pancreas secretes more insulin, and this is where you have the chance of increasing your insulin resistance. So the pancreatic cells, the beta cells in the pancreas make the insulin, which is released in the bloodstream when we have carbs, carbohydrates, proteins, and also too, the function is to lower the blood sugar. So once it gets to the receptor end, the receiving end, particularly the liver, okay, it helps lower the blood sugar. It will help store glycogen, storage of the cellular energy, glucose, the stored form glycogen. And if you have, again, overabundance, it helps store fat. So insulin is multifactorial in how it's been utilized in the system. So what's going on is that the function of metformin is simply to increase sensitivity of insulin to help stabilize the function of the pancreas. Okay? So the thing is, though, with metformin, a lot of side effects. And this is where I get from the patients, the side effects they're experiencing is due to the fact that they're having metformin. They're taking metformin because it blocks the absorption of essential B vitamins, vitamin B1, B9, and B12. Vitamin B1, thiamine, it's important for cellular energy, and also too carbohydrate metabolism, helps with the red blood cell formation, helps with thyroid function, okay? And metformin depletes it. So you also get a buildup of lactic acid, so you're increasing the chance of having lactic acidosis, which is not good, because again, it reduces the breakdown of lactate to glucose. Metformin does. This is where if you're taking metformin, this is where you feel fatigued, you have weakness, you're confused, okay? Vitamins B9, folate, and vitamin B12, cobalamin, okay, it blocks the absorption of those. Now, when you have a depletion of vitamin B9, folate, this is where you become anemic. Vitamin B12, okay, peripheral neuropathy. Now, you're going to take metformin because you have the symptoms of insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes is peripheral neuropathy. So by taking metformin, you're getting peripheral neuropathy. Why? Because it's decreasing the absorption of B12, which we need for the nerves. Also, in our stomach, we have these certain stomach cells called the intrinsic factor. Now, the intrinsic factor breaks down vitamin B12 and helps deliver it to the small intestines for absorption. So when you're taking metformin, it decreases the intrinsic factor in the stomach. Now, here's the catch. Here's the catch. Vitamin B9 and vitamin B12 are needed to control systemic inflammation it helps lower the homocysteine levels, because increased homocysteine levels is an indicator for cardiovascular health. You see how that all rolls around, okay? So lactic acidosis, B1. So also it depletes the CoQ10. we need CoQ10 for cellular energy and cellular function, also muscle function. So when you deplete CoQ10, it increases your chances of cardiovascular risk. See how this also pairs up. So it depletes CoQ10. It depletes the intrinsic factor. Also too, B9 and B12 are needed for, again, to help stabilize the homocysteine levels, because increased homocysteine levels have a direct connection of cardiovascular risk. All because you're taking metformin. Okay? So what do you do with all this stuff? Okay, so first and foremost, if you're type 2 diabetic, polycystic ovarian syndrome, if you're insulin resistant, main thing is always diet. Your goal is to stabilize the release of insulin. How do you do that? Carbohydrates and sugar. Lower the carbohydrates, lower the sugar. You want to stabilize the release of insulin. Okay? Yes, insulin is released with protein, but not as much as it with carbs. So you always want to watch the diet. And then supplement vitamin B1, 100 milligrams of vitamin B1, thiamine, B9 and B12. Now, B9 is folate, B12 is cobalamin. Now, if you have, or you don't know if you have or not, it's a gene, MTHFR gene, which doesn't allow your body to break down the folate, the cobalamin. This is where I always recommend take methylfolate. This is already the broken down version. You want to take 400 micrograms. Cobalamin, just to be safe, methylcobalamin, 400 micrograms. And also vitamin CoQ10. CoQ10 you want to take 400 milligrams because one, you're depleted by taking glucophage, metformin, but also two, the older we get, the less we produce of CoQ10, which is phenomenal to prevent cardiovascular risk. Okay, so this is where 400 milligrams of CoQ10 is essential. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I do answer them, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and be well.